Now here on the stage at Bar 3 in historic downtown Newberry to talk about the Newberry College men's basketball team. Wow, what a great start.
It is a nice start, Jimmy. Thank you so much. The guys are very excited about what we have going. We've had some blowout wins. We've had some really close games and won those. We've taken them one at a time thus far, and I kind of set them up. You know, we played 7 games in 14 days to start the season. 6 of those were away from home. I thought we had a chance, you know, to be okay, and I wanted to challenge them early and try to put them in tournament-like atmosphere, and certainly very pleased with the results of games, and really pretty pleased with the process as well.
I hate you hadn't put any points on the board so far.
Well, you know, I think Mank says we scored more every game, which means we're headed, you know, certainly in a positive direction. But, you know, I've been a part of this for a long time, and we've had some shooting performances that are just unreal. We were, I think, 10 for 13 from the three-point line in our last game in the second half, and scored 73 points in the second half. And, you know, those are things certainly that we're capable of. We've got some kids that can really shoot the basketball, but it's very rare you're going to shoot that well.
Let's start off by the I was there in Charlotte to watch you play the Charlotte Ball Club. You scored more points against them than South Carolina did, by the way.
Well, you know, Charlotte shot the basketball in that game like we've been shooting it here lately. It was one of those games where, you know, if we had played our absolute best, we still would have struggled. But I thought it was a very good thing for us. We you know, we were feeling pretty good about ourselves going into that, and they hit us pretty hard.
They shot like 75% in one of the first half, I think it was.
Unbelievable. They missed their last 5 three-point shots, and I think they were still like 19 for 27 for 3 or something. So, you know, and I'm sure people are feeling that way when they play us now. You know, shooting's going to come and go. You got to get the rest of the parts going on. But that Charlotte game really made it 8 games in 17 days. So the kids, we haven't had a lot of time to practice. It's been mental preparation, watching film and trying to get ready. And that is what it's like at the end of the year in tournament-type situations. And, you know, we're hoping we're going to get an opportunity to do some of those things in postseason.
As we get to the regular season after that Charlotte game, you beat Erskine 80-74 and North Greenville 86-69. That was down in Hartsville.
You know, the Little Four, bringing that back to life, and that was so exciting to connect, I thought, with so many Newberry alumni that have been a part of the Little Four and been a part of championship teams in Little Four. And Jack Williams, of course, and his crew, and Todd Frazier, had a huge tournament championship there, and to reconnect with those guys and so many people that have an appreciation. Our guys know nothing about the Little Four, so a chance for us to share some history. But we played horribly against Erskine and just squeaked out a win. And then we played tremendous. I thought North Greenville was a very, very good basketball team. I was very worried going into that game with little prep time, but our kids really responded, a championship-type environment, and just played exceptionally well in that game.
Yeah, and you win that one 86-69. Then you go to Allen just on November the 17th. That was a Monday night recently before Thanksgiving, 87-62. You win that one. And then, of course, you go to Coker again for the regular season, if you will, conference opener. You beat them. That game, I was in my kitchen listening to Gary Griffith, and I think I wore out the floor as usual, 90-88.
One play game for sure. The Allen game first, we took the Newberry craziness to another level, and we played 3 sets of 5s in that game. Jimmy ran 15 guys in and out. We were playing so many games. We wanted to get more guys and young guys some time in that game, so that was good. It was a tight game for a little while, and then we were able to push it out. And then the Coker game, Coker's got this unbelievable facility. You know, we played 3 of our first.
Yeah, you're undefeated there too.
3 of our first 4 games in it, and Coach Smotzer, a tremendous veteran coach, and had his team ready. And, I mean, that game went right down to the wire, and DeMarcus Smith makes a last-second really tough layup to win that game. And those are things our youngsters, have not done. They have not made plays when it counts the most.
You
so it
said
was really
that
good
after
to see
the
that.
ball game,
Yeah.
and it happened this time. So that was good. Now you went on a bit of a scoring slump here. You put 101 up against Brevard, 108 against Catawba, and 118 your last time out against Southern Wesleyan.
Yeah, just the offensive piece to our game is coming together. The kids are more comfortable. And then you make shots. We've been getting great shots, but to be honest with you, I kept telling people, this team can really shoot the basketball, and we were shooting horribly through the preseason and our scrimmages. We played well in our scrimmages, but we didn't shoot the ball well. And now I think everyone's getting a chance to see what we're at least capable of shooting the ball. But we've added Terrence T-Mac McCutcheon, who played for me at Pfeiffer as an assistant.
Coach McCutcheon is here tonight. He's out there.
You know this. No one has ever accused my teams of playing any defense, but so being a smart guy that I am, I've just turned that over to him, and he's got the kids bought in on the defensive end of the floor. And Jerry Chitty has always given me a hard time about you never play any defense, and I don't think you can say that about this
When you're
team.
scoring 118, you don't need to play a whole lot of defense.
Well, there will be nights when we don't shoot like we're shooting,
That's
but fortunately, Coach T-Mac's got these guys bought in and locked in, and we've improved a great deal on the defensive end of the floor.
A couple of things that have impressed me so far is that you've had several different guys who have led you in scoring. I mean, usually it's the usual suspects, but sometimes not.
No, unbelievable that really 13 different people have helped us win games. That is that's even uncommon by the craziness we do, and almost impossible to focus on any one guy in our program. Almost everybody that plays can shoot the three-point shot, which really makes the defense have to extend and allows us to get inside some and make some plays. And our kids are buying in. They're improving. If one or two guys have a bad night shooting, we still kind of have a pretty good chance to do what we want to on the offensive end of the floor. And then, we're getting player leadership. Brunis started that last year for us, and Mitch Riggs and Brandon Taylor have really taken over that. James Ashby, a junior, is playing
his best basketball, no
by
doubt.
far his best basketball of his career. DeMarcus has been terrific, and Dondre has improved. He doesn't practice basically 1 second from August until we play at Charlotte, and we kind of throw him in the game and play him 10 or 11 minutes there. And he's improved every game, and he has a look in his eye that I haven't seen before. I think those guys really want to do something special. This is... they came in with us. They took a chance on us, and I'm so happy for them that good things are happening for them, both individually but also as a team.
A couple of things I want to get to before we get to the Anderson game. First, the game at Catawba obviously had to be kind of strange for you playing against your sort of adopted younger brother.
There's no doubt. I mean, we are incredibly close. We've coached together for long periods of time, and just the kind of game you really don't want to play if you can avoid it. But boy, was that an unbelievable game. The second half score was 65-61 in that game.
Right.
We made our last 6 3-pointers, I believe, Jimmy. And if you make your last 6 3-pointers, you are usually blowing someone out. Well, we made our last 6 to barely
win by
win.
7.
We had, Rob and I had probably 20 former players from the Pfeiffer days at that game. It's close by, and former coaches that have worked with both of us. So it was really a reunion, and those things are fun, and they're a lot more fun when you win. And again, we made big plays down the stretch there, which is something we're going to need to do.
Yeah, and you mentioned DeMarcus on the post-game interview. I heard you how close they were.
Yeah.
And he had a big game that
he had
night.
an unbelievable game. In fact, Mark had 22 points and 24 points back-to-back, and he only took 13 shots in each of those games.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Just some amazing offensive production.
108-101 was the final. I sent you a text. I said, heck of a game. Enjoyed the win. Sorry, Rob.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I wanted to mention that. Also, before we get to Anderson, which is a mouthful, we'll
Sure.
talk about that in a minute. But this week, the Wolves received the first national D2 ranking. Newberry College has been ranked number 1 in the country in the NAIA rankings over the years. We all remember those days.
Sure.
Believe it or not, though, since the Wolves moved into Division II during the 91-92 season, listen up, folks, this is the first time the Newberry men's basketball program has made an appearance in the nation's top 25 poll. So I think that deserves a round of applause. Number 22.
Well, Jimmy, it is exciting stuff for sure, and I think the program has gained some respect from our time coming in, 5 years ago, and that's a lot of fun. I agree with what Sean said. Rankings they're neat, they're cool, they're wonderful. It's nice to get recognition. It's also nice to get respect because the program did not get a lot of respect for a lot of years, and that's what I've been preaching to these guys, and so that's really cool. But it's we're 7 games in it, and nobody's going to ask you what your record was after 7 games. It's nice, we're doing good things, but our focus is completely and totally on getting better every day and preparing to try to be playing our best basketball in February and March, and hopefully be able to win enough games along the way to put ourselves in position to maybe have a chance at some postseason opportunities.
7-0 right now, ranked number 22 in the country, and one of your conference foes, Lincoln Memorial. You've had some battles with them.
Sure.
They're 6-0, and they're ranked number 11.
Yeah, they're terrific. They did lose a couple of really good players, but they returned everybody. So they and our teams are definitely the most veteran teams in the league, the guys that returned the most, and we've got them a few games down the road. We won't put a lot of thought into that until it happens, but the conference championship over the last 5 years has run through Lincoln Memorial, and they've earned it. They play very good basketball. They're well coached, and that will be a challenge.
And
for
because
us.
of that reputation, that's why they're 11th and you're 22nd.
Absolutely.
That can change, though, in the next few weeks.
Sure, no doubt.
All right, now, we could talk all night about it. We could do a whole show just on Anderson Newberry basketball.
Right.
But Newberry defeated Anderson last time, February 9th, 2011. That was an 87-75 victory, the only conference victory over the Trojans. In the first 7 contests, Newberry has increased its point total in each game. DeMarcus Smith averaging 15 a game, Mitch Riggs 14 a game, Dondre 13 a game. Newberry averaging 96 points a game while giving up 77.7 so far. We've talked about the rankings. But Anderson, didn't we play them over a 2-day period one time?
The games with Anderson have been, from a fan standpoint, as incredible a game. Very
Keeping
much
me up late at night.
Oh yes, very much like the Catawba game. I think we've played overtime or double overtime games 5 different times. We really should have beat them and been in the conference championship game, Dondre and Mark's freshman year. But they've our seniors have never beat Anderson. 0-7 over 3 years. So very close to beating them. Shoulda, coulda, woulda beat them.
Right.
For sure, but we have not. So that makes that a really, really big basketball game and a game that the coach won't have to say very much to get them motivated.
And this is why we say, folks, if you're listening to us tonight, either here at Bar 3 or on the radio or online or wherever the heck you're watching or listening, you need to come out on Saturday if you're in Newberry, South Carolina, at 2 and 4 for the men's and the women's. The men will play at 4, but this should be fun to watch these 2 ball
no
games.
doubt. The both games should be absolute wars. I mean, both teams, I think, have a lot of respect for each other, and really, really good coaches down at Anderson. Their teams will be prepared. Both the men and the women are really trying to establish home. Sean's done an unbelievable job establishing a home court advantage. We're trying to follow that, so yeah, it will be. I'm sure it will be exciting basketball. It always is. Our kids they play so hard. They're so fun to watch. If you haven't seen us, I really encourage you to come give it a try. If you have seen us, I don't have to talk you into it. I know you'll be coming back.
That's exactly right. The Trojans are coming off a 78-75 win at Brevard, a 65-61 loss to Lincoln Memorial. The other win this year, 83-82 at Young Harris back in November. I know coaches don't like to look ahead, but just between now and the Christmas break, you'll play College of Faith out of Charlotte, Southern Wesleyan at home, and then you'll travel to Lincoln Memorial for a big contest before stopping for Christmas.
Well, we haven't been at home, and really it's the only place we have played well in my 4 years at Newberry. We haven't been very good when we've gone on the road. That was another reason we wanted to test the guys early, and they really responded. But 3 games in a row is very exciting this time of year. Hopefully our students will be with us on Saturday, but after that the students will be gone. Final exams happen, so we really need the town to come out and help our guys and girls through this stretch, and 3 in a row. Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. Great opportunities for you to come out and see this group. They're a tremendous group, and one of the more exciting things is there's only 2 seniors on this team, Jimmy.
That's it. That is very exciting, Coach. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jimmy.
We'll see you Saturday at 4 o'clock. Now, Coach Jason Vallick could not be with us tonight.